Okay, hello readers. We are going to read a book about elephants. This is nonfiction and it is from a company called Pioneer Valley Books, and they're giving us permission to read their books through the end of June. So read them as many times as you can before we have to take them down from our site. I'll share the book with you and we will start reading about elephants. As I get ready to share, I want you to think about what you know about elephants. You're probably picturing one in your head right now. They're huge, they're gray, big ears, long trunk. There we go. Here's some tusks. They look like they were broken off. You know, good readers are always thinking about what they read and asking questions. And one question I have is, I wonder if this is a male elephant and if he lost his tusks in a fight. You know how that males will fight over territory or food or something like that. As we read, we're just going to be thinking about the facts that the author shares with us about elephants. You'll be connecting what you read to what you already know. You might be reading new information. Your brain might really want to make connections about a time you saw the elephants at the zoo or something like that. But I really want you to try to focus and bring your attention back to the facts that the author is sharing with us. This is a third grade level book, so there will be some words that you might not know the meaning of. Some of them are in the glossary. Some of them, if you don't know them, you can look them up on an online dictionary. But we'll go through the words that are in the glossary. We'll look at those closely. Here's the title, Elephants. The author's name is on the side here. And I'm going to open it up. This book has a table of contents, but I want to draw your attention to the photograph here. I love that the author included this photograph because it shows the scale or the comparison of size and just how huge an elephant is. Zebras are not tiny creatures. They're not the size of dogs. An adult zebra is pretty big. Think of a adult horse that maybe you've seen. And then look how much bigger the elephant is. Just huge. So think to yourself ways that you can use the table of contents. What are some ways you can use the table of contents? Okay, you can use it as kind of a heads up or introduction to what you are going to read about. So you could simply read the list of topics. You could use it if you were trying to find a particular piece of information. So if you're trying to find information on elephant memories, you've heard they have really good memories, then you would go to this section on page 16 and you would turn there. Because I'm going to go through the book with you from beginning to end. I'm going to read the topics top to bottom just as a way to get myself thinking about what new information I'll read. So first, the largest land animal, then 2 kinds of elephants. Okay, read with me if you're not already. Next, elephant trunks, elephant tusks, behavior, elephant memories, endangered, and glossary or index. That's on page 20. Okay, another fun thing that this author did besides the beautiful photos are they put their headings, the name of this section on the side. It just kind of looks cool. So this is the largest land animal. That means we're going to read about this large animal. Ready? Read with me. Elephants are the largest land animals living on Earth today. An elephant calf often weighs 230 pounds at birth. An adult male elephant can weigh as much as 11,000 pounds. And some are over 13 feet tall. Huge. So the author is using comparison again to explain just how big these animals are. They're the largest land animals. An elephant calf, what's an elephant calf? So it's the child or the baby at birth. They can be 230 pounds. Do you know how much a human baby can weigh at birth? Okay, most are 6, 7, or 8 pounds. So the author gives us this detail that if the baby is 230 pounds, and we can compare that to 6, 7, or 8 pounds. That's a big baby. And then the adult male can be 11,000 pounds. I can't even wrap my head around that. That's so many pounds. And from the bottom to top, up to 13 feet tall. Okay, here's our heading, 2 kinds of elephants. Okay, so get yourself ready to notice the 2 different kinds of elephants. Ready? Read with me. There are 2 kinds of elephants, African and Asian. African elephants are slightly larger than their Asian cousins and have larger ears. They can be found in 37 countries in Africa. Okay, stop and tell yourself, what are the 2 kinds of elephants? African and Asian. And then what is different or special about the African elephants? Okay, they're slightly larger and they have larger ears. And they can be found in 37 countries in Africa. So not all of them, 37 of the countries. This starts with African. That means we're going to keep reading about African elephants, just that kind. Ready? Read with me. African elephants roam over great distances, foraging for large quantities of food that they need to satisfy their hunger. Adult African elephants eat 300 to 400 pounds of food a day. Again, that's so much. I can't even really picture that. Notice that the word foraging is bold. In this book and at this level, that means that it's going to be defined in the glossary at the end. I have enough understanding of this word to know that it means to collect or to find food. And I can picture the elephants doing that, and I'm sure you can do. Here they are foraging. They're eating this grass. The caption reinforces or confirms that we're reading about African elephants. Okay, and now I was just thinking, and you probably were too, that, oh, I bet we'll read about Asian elephants now. And the caption here does confirm that. Okay, ready? Read with me. Asian elephants are sometimes called Indian elephants. And India is a country that is on the continent of Asia. Their ears are smaller and more rounded in shape than African elephants. Asian elephants are very important to people living in Asia. Many of the Asian elephants are used for festivals, transportation, and as work animals for moving heavy objects. Okay, so you might think to yourself, How are Asian elephants different than African elephants? You might have said that their ears are smaller, their ears are more rounded. You might have said that the elephants are used in festivals, those are celebrations, transportation, carrying people from one place to another, or as work animals. We didn't read about that being part of the African elephant's life. But I don't know that for sure. I wonder if African elephants are just animals in the wild, or if people use them to pull heavy things as well. I don't know. Okay, next section, elephant trunks. Here we go, ready? Read with me. An elephant's trunk is actually a long nose. Elephants use their trunks to breathe and smell. They also use them like an arm or hand. African elephants have one or two finger-like projections on the ends of their trunks that they use for grabbing small objects. Okay, I did not know that. And projections are just things that stick out from something. It's in bold, so it'll be in the glossary again. Let's keep reading. Ready? Read with me. Elephants also suck water into their trunks and spray it into their mouths for drinking or onto their backs for bathing. And I bet that was something you already knew. Okay. Now we're on the section elephant tusks. Ready? Read with me. All African and male Asian elephants have tusks. Elephants use their tusks to dig for food and water and strip bark from trees. Males also use their tusks to battle one another. Okay, so I have a question. Can I infer that female Asian elephants do not have tusks? When I paused there, I was rereading. So all African elephants have tusks. So that would be male and female, right? But only male Asian elephants have tusks. Do you agree with me? It's okay to just have wonderings and to be thinking about what we read. We don't always have to know all the answers. It's just good that we're thinking and we're paying attention to what the author is telling us. Let's keep reading. Ready? Read with me. The tusks are made of ivory. Ivory is very valuable to some humans. Many elephants have been hunted and killed for their ivory. I think valuable means worth a lot, very important. And their tusks here, the material they're made out of is called ivory. Okay, behavior. So this is what the elephants do. Ready? Read with me. Elephants live in groups called herds. A herd is often made up of about 10 females and their calves. A herd is led by the oldest and often largest female in the herd, called a matriarch. Okay, so this was kind of new information to me too. The herd is this group. Who's in the herd? Moms and their kids. And so, of course, the next question you probably have, like me, is where are the males? Where are the adult male elephants? This word matriarch, that's the name of the female elephant in charge, usually the oldest, like the big sister, or I don't really want to say grandma, but maybe the oldest aunt or maybe the biggest female adult. Okay, read with me. When a calf is born, it is raised by the whole herd. The entire herd protects the young ones if there are any signs of danger. Males leave the herd between the ages of 12 and 15 and live alone or with other males. So now we know the herd does not include the adult male elephants. Okay, so there's no heading here. That means that we're still reading about behavior, how they act, what they do. Whoops, I went the wrong way. Here we go. Ready? Read with me. When elephants travel, they walk very quietly in single file. Older elephants lead young elephants by their tails. Young elephants stay close to their mothers at all times. Okay, so I can't help but make this connection. When we are back in school, every time I see a class walking quietly in single file, I want to think of elephants. Read with me. Elephants love water and are very good swimmers. When elephants get hot, they swim in lakes or rivers, or give themselves showers using their long trunks. Okay, that was more new learning for me. I did not know that they're good swimmers. I can only picture them giving themselves showers. I'd like to see an elephant swim. Okay, we have a new section now. The new section is called Elephant Memories. Read with me. Scientists believe that elephants are very intelligent animals. They are able to remember things for many years. The matriarch elephant has an especially good memory, and this helps her guide the herd to watering holes and places to find food that she remembers from the past. So how long can elephants remember information? Many years, over many years. So if an elephant wandered away from a particular location, the matriarch would be able to guide them back to a watering hole. That does seem very important. Okay, endangered. I bet you've talked about that and what that means. There's a bold word here, declining. When we read, you can probably infer that it means like going down in number, but just in case you didn't know that, declining means going down in number. Ready? Read with me. The elephant population has been declining. There are half as many elephants now than there were 100 years ago. Both African and Asian elephants are on the endangered species list. As human populations in Africa and Asia have grown, the elephant's habitat has been turned into land for growing crops and timber, for housing and fuel. The elephants have nowhere to go. So first when I saw this photograph, I was confused why they had cows here all of a sudden, but I think they're trying to show that this is land that has been turned into crops. So maybe dairy cows, maybe they're hay, not sure. But they are endangered because they don't have the right habitat to live in. All right, in our glossary, we have the words that the author put in bold I'll go through them and I think you'll recognize it. Oh yeah, I remember reading that. So declining means becoming smaller or going down in number. Endangered means plants and animals that are in immediate danger of becoming extinct and need protection to survive. And how are elephants endangered? So people are taking away their natural habitats, right? Foraging means searching for food. And I said finding food, gathering food. Habitat, you know this, that's the natural environment for an animal to live in. Herds are groups of animals that feed and travel together. And we learned that in the elephant herd, it is the adult females and the kids and babies. The adult males go off and live by themselves or with other males. The matriarch is the female head of the family. In this case, it's usually the oldest or sometimes the biggest matriarch. And is she really forgetful or she has a good memory? Projections are objects that stick out from the surface. Valuable is worth a lot of money. At the bottom here, the author even included an index. I use an index a lot when I'm looking for specific information. So if I want to know if this book had information about elephant tusks, I would see it in the index and I'd tell myself, okay, yes, this book has information about elephant tusks. And then I would go to pages 10 and 11 and read about the tusks. If I was wondering about elephant babies and calves, I would see if it was here. And then I'd go to pages 2 and 13. If I was looking for something like, how elephants communicate. So I look in here. Oh, I don't see communicate. I'm not going to read about that in this book. If I want to know about that, I have to find a different book on elephant communication. So that's how you can use the index to find certain topics of elephants. Okay, hopefully you learned a few new facts about Asian and African elephants. Maybe you can share some facts that are unique or special to African elephants compared to Asian elephants. Maybe you can describe the size of an elephant. You can describe some of the behavior and the things they do. You can go back and reread this. So you can stop the video, go back to the beginning. You can mute my voice if you want to practice reading it on your own, or you can read along with me for fluency practice. In any case, thank you for reading with me, and I'll see you next time.